So we've already talked about the 3 most popular birthing positions. Check those out if you missed it. But you might be wondering, what are my other options? My name's Dr. Nicole. I'm a physical therapist and a mama, and today I'm going to give you 3 alternative positions to those traditional birthing positions. The first position I want to talk about is a side lying position. This could be a really popular position because most providers are very comfortable with this position. They still have pretty good access to baby's head as they are crowning and during pushing for delivery, and so they're probably pretty comfortable with this position. Something to note about this position is that you'll probably need a staff member or your support person to hold your top leg up during the pushing phase in order to open things up and to give your provider good access to baby as they are coming out. This is a great option for moms that are just really exhausted, or you've had an epidural at some point and you're a little bit more limited in the different positions that you can get into for birthing. The greatest thing about this position, I think, is that being on your side has the lowest risk of perineal trauma compared to any of the other positions that you could deliver your baby in. So that is always really great news when we are concerned about our recovery in the postpartum phase. The second position that you could try is a hands and knees position. This is a great position for moms that haven't had an epidural and are free to move around. If you are experiencing back labor, this can be a great position because the weight of baby is now off of your back, off of your tailbone, and can just feel a lot more comfortable. And the other cool thing about this position is sometimes if baby isn't rotated in just the ideal way, because there is a way that makes it easier for baby to be delivered in, sometimes this promotes the baby to turn and the pelvis to open up in ways that could promote the baby to turn and be easily delivered. Do note with this position though that some providers are a little because everything is now upside down. They do have good access to baby from this position, but it is going to look a little bit different to them. And then the other thing is that it can be quite exhausting for mom. So depending on the amount of time that you are going to spend pushing, you might want to think about raising up the head of the bed and kneeling over the end of the bed during this delivery portion and the pushing part, because then you're going to be able to rest and not have to be relying on the strength of your arms and shoulders for what can sometimes be a lengthy process. The other great thing about this position is that there is a low risk of perineal trauma in a hands and knees position. The third position that you can try is a squatting position. Some of the benefits of this position are that we are using gravity to help us deliver baby, and oftentimes moms don't feel like they need to bear down as much because gravity is helping them deliver baby. There are mixed reviews about the risk of episiotomy and tearing with this position, but they do feel like it is less risk than delivering on your back. But side lying or a hands and knees position might be a little bit better as far as a lower risk of perineal trauma. The other thing with this position is if you've had any type of an epidural or you're just completely exhausted, squatting is probably not going to be a great position for you because if you've had an epidural, you can't get in and out of this position, and it can be pretty physically taxing to be in a squatting position. But it could open up your pelvis if labor seems to be stalled and you just have tried a lot of other things and you want to try a different position to try to proceed with a vaginal delivery. Providers are often more skeptical of this position for delivery because it is harder to access baby as they're being delivered and a completely different angle than they are used to delivering babies in. So you really do want to talk with them about their comfort level with that. The 2 main takeaways of today's video are that 1, you have choices as the mom with how you are going to deliver your baby. But number 2, you want to talk to your provider in advance about what they're comfortable with and what your wishes and desires are. The last thing you want is to be in the hospital room in the intensity of delivering your baby and you think you're going to deliver one way and they say, no, you're going to do it this way. And that just creates more stress, and the last thing you want in that situation is more stress. So talk about what is comfortable for them in advance. And then the other thing is, what monitoring are they going to be doing? Are you going to have the freedom to get out of bed? Are they going to be fine with you laboring in those positions but not delivering in those positions? And then what equipment is available? Do they have exercise balls? Does the bed adjust? Do they have a squat bar? Do they have a squatting stool? All these things can be factors in you making your decision about how you want to labor and deliver your baby within, because sometimes what you're imagining isn't actually possible in the setting that is where you're going to deliver your baby. The question of the day today is, if you had your choice of any of the 6 positions that I talked about in the last 2 videos, what position would you want to try delivering your baby in? Or for those of you that did one of these positions and it was an amazing experience, please comment below so you can share that with other mamas that are trying to decide how they're going to deliver their baby. I would love to have you subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see videos about pregnancy and postpartum recovery and everything in between. Give me a big thumbs up if you liked or learned something in today's video. Thanks so much for joining me today, and we'll see you all next time.